I'm Jim Cerone. Welcome to the very first Perfect Host show on DJNTV. What can you expect every week? The answer's coming up next.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
I'm Jim Cerone, and everyone knows me as the Perfect Host. But when did that start? About 15 years ago, I changed one thing about my DJ business. I changed my why. When I started, I thought being a DJ was just about making people dance. Back then, I didn't put any effort into cocktail hour or dinner hour. I was completely focused on the dance floor. In general, my parties went pretty well. Some of them were great. I tried to figure out what was different about those parties. Usually it was because the client and I connected really well, so I was more invested in their celebration. That's when a light bulb went off. What if I stopped thinking of myself as just the DJ who was hired to make people dance? What if I thought of myself as the host of every party? Over time, I began doing that. Eventually, I developed a series of steps that I take to own every event. That's when my business took off. We're going to cover all of those steps in the upcoming shows so you'll know just how you can become the host of your parties. The best part of all this, it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to invest in a bunch of new equipment. You just have to change how you think about why you're a DJ. Coming up next, we're going to go into the music room for the very first time. This is the Perfect Host Show on DJNTV. DJNTV, the Perfect Host Show. I'm Jim Cerone, and I'm incredibly passionate about music. I read books about music. I watch YouTube interviews with musicians. I study the charts. I have music playing all of the time, in the office, in the car. I'm one of those people who's into all styles and genres of music too. Sometimes I'll be listening to the Eagles, the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan. Next time I might be playing the new Chainsmokers over and over. I love the blues, so I play a lot of Robert Cray, that's his picture back there, B.B. King. I also really love female artists, so I listen to Bonnie Raitt, Norah Jones, Susan Tedeschi, Sarah McLachlan, Ricky Lee Jones, and there's this guy named Sinatra. I listen to him every once in a while too. Every week on this show, we're going to stop and talk about music. I really believe we should be creating the soundtrack for our clients' events. We're going to talk about the importance of cocktail music and dinner music, walk-up music. If you're not sure what that is, I'll explain. We'll also talk about what's working on the dance floors right now. I'm going to share some of my thoughts on how I think that music is drastically changing, and I'll share secrets on how I stay up to date on new music too. Every week I'm going to have a few pickets for you. This week I've got 3 songs I think you should check out. They're all collaborations. The first one's Electricity. Silk City, Dua Lipa, Diplo, and Mark Ronson. Next one that just came out is called Wake Up in the Sky. Gucci Mane, Bruno Mars, and Kodak Black. Next, a song called Just Got Paid. It's not the Johnny Kemp song, totally different tune. This is by Sigala, Ella Eyre, Meghan Trainor, and French Montana. This is a song that I saw on a UK chart, Sometimes they release songs in England first and they don't always cross over to the US, but I think one's got a good enough hook that it just might. A bonus track you should be paying attention to is Body by Loud Luxury and Bando. This one's been out for a while, but it's been consistently building every week and it might just break all the way through. Next, we're going to move to a segment called Moron Marketing. Usually, I'm the moron in this scenario. I think right now is one of the hardest times to run a small business. We'll talk about why that is, about what you should be doing to promote your DJ company, where you should be promoting it, and how you should be communicating with your clients. I read a lot of books on marketing and advertising. This week I'm going to suggest a book to you called iGen. We all know about millennials, right? We've heard a lot about them. Guess what? There's another generation coming right behind them. Their tastes, their background, and their buying habits are different than millennials. So check out the book iGen. Why do I do all this? The reason I read so much about marketing and advertising is I want to serve my clients better. If we understand the people we serve, then we'll do a better job for them. If we understand their expectations, if we empathize with the stress they feel planning their big events, their events are going to go better. So my moron marketing tip for this week, buy the book iGen. Next week on the show, we're going to cover the first step you need to know to be the perfect host. In the music room, we'll talk about why I think cocktail and dinner music are so essential at your events. And I'll have another moron marketing tip for you. I'll see you next week. I'm Jim Cerone, the perfect host for DJNTV.